The book of Judges is such a sobering reality of how you and I get caught up in a cycle of sin. Once the Israelites had come into the promised land and had set up their houses and set up their own governing bodies, they did what was right in their own eyes. What a picture of even the world that we live in today. You see, you can track through this book of Judges with each deliverer or each judge all the way down and see a cycle of the life and the fall of Israel. Here's what I mean. It began with sin. When they forgot about God, the lack of remembrance brought about sin in their own life. When they sinned before God, God allowed wrath to come upon them. God would hand them over into the enemy. That He would allow other cultures to come and conquer them for a time. This led to oppression. They became a group of people oppressed by the enemy. And then ultimately they would cry out in repentance and say, God, we remember you. Now please remember us. And God would send a deliverer in the form of Gideon or Barak or Samson. So this sin, wrath, oppression, repentance, and deliverance, this cycle of the sword, would be so real and evident in their lives that they had to trust in that judge, trust in that deliverer. Now, the context of Judges, of course, takes place after Joshua when they are living in the promised land. But it also reminds us that it points to Christ. Why? Because we have a cycle of sin in our lives. And the only way that we can break that cycle is not through our ability to do right in God's eyes, but our response to Jesus Christ, who in His own righteousness would break sin for eternity. Jesus came to be our great deliverer, the judge who would become our redeemer. If we only had the book of Judges, absolutely we would see the gospel.